Welcome to Inside the Illini basketball tournament preview.
We're here.
Guys, it's crazy to think March already here. It feels like we were just doing the preview for the season, and now we're talking postseason.
Yeah. It's just crazy stuff, just how quickly everything has gone by. Both the men's and women's teams for Illinois making their trip to the NCAA tournament. We're going to break down all the biggest storylines throughout the course of the season, looking back at some of the funnest moments.
Who didn't have both teams going to the tournament?
I don't think anyone.
Everybody expected
We all picked
for
them.
it. Hey, Adina's going to sit down with Jeff Anderson to talk international players on the men's team. Jake is going to recap the women's season with Shauna Green.
All right, well, let's get right to it. We got a lot to cover. We're starting with the men. They will travel to Greenville, South Carolina to face 14-seed Penn in the first round. Illinois' sixth straight trip to the dance with a 24-8 record. Penn coming into the big dance with an 18-11 record. The Quakers won the Ivy League tournament in overtime over Yale on Sunday. They were led by TJ Powers, a 6'9 junior power forward who's averaging nearly 17 points per game, 45% from the floor and 43% from the arc. Quakers are down one of their best players, though. It doesn't look like Ethan Roberts will play. He suffered a really bad concussion in practice last week and missed the Ivy League final. The Illini and the Quakers will tip off Thursday night at 8:25 Central Time.
And so the matchup is going to start with Penn. If Illinois goes and wins, they'll face the winner of the 6-11 matchup between North Carolina and VCU. And this is a pretty solid draw for Illinois. Ken Pom has the Illini with the best chance in the region to go and reach the Sweet 16, and it's largely due to the health of the Tar Heels. Their best player, freshman Caleb Billison, out for the season with a broken hand. VCU back in the big dance as the champions of the A-10 tournament. The Rams ranked 43rd in the NCAA's net rankings. If Illinois can get to the Sweet 16, it's likely that they'll be playing a road game against Houston in Houston, and then it may be the Florida Gators waiting over in the Elite Eight. Illinois played them in a scrimmage before the season tipped off. I mean, let's take a look at this bracket right here. This is the South region, and from top to bottom, I mean, there's so many different teams and storylines that you want to follow. Adina, what do you like?
Well, I kind of like, obviously, Illinois' first round. I think they're going to come away with a first-round win. I think they're 20-point favorites right now, so should handle business in the first round. UNC VCU, I think, could be the one that everyone's kind of keeping an eye on, the 11-6 matchup. Always a good one, always kind of the upset one. I do always like a 12-5 matchup, a big upset, but this one I think Vanderbilt's going to handle business in that one. Jake, how about you?
Yeah, I'm loving this matchup going on between St. Mary's and Texas A&M. If you're looking for a 10 over a 7 pick in the South region, I think Texas A&M has been really competitive with some of the top of the SEC throughout the course of the season, and nobody better sleep on Troy. Troy has had a really solid season and Nebraska's maybe kind of coming on the downslope at the back end of the Big Ten play. I might be looking at Troy slipping in and finding a way into the round of 32. Ben?
Real quickly, UNC, VCU. VCU can get UNC.
Yeah.
They play really good defense. They shoot the leather off the ball, and North Carolina's down their best player. It's going to take a lot from Seth Trimble, Henry Vessar.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, what else you got?
Yeah, this is how we got here. A 3 seed for the Illini. Let's start with the non-conference. The Illini went 9-2, playing in 4 top 15 matchups in the first month of the season. They beat then number 11 Texas Tech at home by 4, lost by 4 to number 11 Alabama up in Chicago, went to the Garden and lost by 13 to number 5 UConn, and then beat number 13 Tennessee by 13 in Nashville before winning the bragging rights over Missouri by 43. Into conference play we go. The Illini went on quite a run to open up the Big Ten. Started with a scrappy road win against Penn State. After a tough loss at home to Nebraska at the buzzer, Illinois would go on a 12-game winning streak, but they would lose Kylan Boswell for a month with a broken hand in the middle of it. Didn't hurt him too much. Illinois got some big wins on the road in his absence against number 4 Purdue and then number 5 Nebraska.
And after that great start to the year, the last month of the season, not so much. The men losing 5 of their last 9 games, starting with back-to-back overtime losses to Michigan State and Wisconsin. They would also lose to UCLA in overtime on a buzzer beater and to Michigan at home by 14. And to start the postseason after earning a 3-round bye in the Big Ten tournament, they would have another loss to overtime to yet again the hands of the Badgers in the quarterfinals, making it 0-4 in overtime games this season. Underwood says it's all about needing to play a full 40-minute game no matter what the score is.
I mean, we're really good. I mean, we've lost some. I mean, we're a possession away in a lot of games from being one of the best teams record-wise in the country. I still think we're one of the best teams in the country. It's one thing, and they're trying really, really hard. This group likes to be loose, and they were very, very loose. I thought we got to a point where we get too loose. We got to stay focused, especially when the game comes easy for us on the offensive end.
Well, Boswell was out for several weeks. Two veterans heard their names called more and more. Jake Davis entered the starting lineup, and Ben Hummerkaus got some more playing time off the bench. Jake, not known necessarily for his defensive presence, but whenever you need someone to bury a clutch shot off the ball, he's right there in the corner waiting to step up. Meanwhile, ranked second on the team, only to Big Z, Ben blocked a lot of shots this season. He got his hands up and forced teams into some tough positions throughout the course of the year. Along with the veterans stepping up throughout the year, Illinois had two freshmen who have put their names on the national stage. Keaton Wagler and David Mirkovic have been absolutely sensational in their debut season in an Illini uniform. Wagler earned Big Ten Freshman of the Year and all Big Ten first team honors. Plenty of memorable performances throughout the course of the year, but who can forget that 46-point game against Purdue? I was there and I had to rub my eyes because you could hardly believe it, that every shot was going in. He's also on pace to set the program's rookie scoring average record as well this season.
Yeah, truly incredible to watch that 46 in Mackey. All right, let's get to the other freshman standout, David Mirkovic. He was selected to the Big Ten All-Freshman team and was named a Big Ten honorable mention. Mirk averaging 13.2 points per game and is the Illini's leading rebounder with nearly 8 per night. Mirk also became the first Illinois player to score 20 points and have 20 rebounds in a game since 1972 when it happened against Colgate back in November.
At that point, we were like, bro, Keaton's feeling it.
When he got to like 24 in the first half, I was like, this shooting, like he's making everything. We gotta keep getting the ball, and we did.
I just got lost in the game. It crashed the rebound, and you just came natural.
First time since 2003, Illinois has had 2 all-freshman team picks in the same season.
And we're just getting started. Illinois has been the trendsetter when it comes to international recruiting. After the break, we'll dive deeper into how the team is so successful. Illinois hit the ground running overseas, picking up the Balkan 5 this season. I sat down with assistant coach Jeff Alexander to discuss international recruiting and how Illinois is setting the pace for the rest of college basketball. International recruiting for you guys kind of hit the forefront right now. You got 5 kids on the team. What made it kind of a priority for you guys to hit the Eastern countries to want to get players?
Well, we've always obviously been in the market over there since the first that we got to Champaign, but kind of thinking and kind of seeing the landscape of where things were 5 years ago when the talk of NIL was coming into play, we knew there was a very good possibility a lot of guys would be coming over from Europe and other parts of the country or parts of the world to play college basketball, and we just made an effort. We went over there, spent time, just understanding how things work, who's tied to who, and just spent time over there. And we treat it like we do domestically here, recruiting. We go over there, we evaluate, we try to find the best players to fit what we're trying to do here. And, obviously the positional size, the skill level, the IQ, not that you can't get it here in the United States, but it's just, there's a plethora of it, in Europe as far as the way they bring up their guys and the way they're brought up playing the game.
What was the conversation like with Coach Underwood, with you and Orlando saying, hey, we want to hit the ground running over there to get these players?
Well, there wasn't much convincing with him, and he understands it. He's recruited Europe as an assistant coach and as a head coach, and he understands the type of makeup of guy that you get when you go over there.
There was one game I heard Orlando talking, I think it was to David in obviously his native language. Did you guys have to learn that language? Are you still learning it? How does that all kind of work?
We'll have a phrase here and there, but I'm not going to try to learn 15 different languages. But it's obviously sometimes when you go over there, it's it's a little hiccup as far as the language, but you latch on to people that and that's less of a factor. With the guys coming in here, for the most part, basketball brings becomes one language. And, guys from around the world, some are better than others, some takes a little more time, but it's a place where they can come, feel comfortable, call it home. And I think you're seeing that with the success of all our international guys at this time.
And you kind of mentioned it, a lot of different personalities now with this group. How do you kind of, handle those different personalities, keep them, fun, having fun, but also taking it serious?
Yeah, and I think that's, for the most part, you see the personality off the floor. But then when you get them inside that, that black rectangle and when it's time to throw that ball up, I think you see the edge, you see the importance of what that game means to all of our guys, not just speaking international, but the edge that you have to bring. And when you cross over into that, that rectangle, the personality is a little different and edgy.
And what do you think makes Illinois so successful in the international recruiting and kind of being, the blueprint for other schools to now kind of follow?
Brad Underwood. Everything that his mind, what he values and allows. And, it goes from our player development, our style of play, our medicals, just the pillars that we have and the important things that we value in recruiting, he's a big believer in. So, that would be my answer. Brad Underwood is, the guy that has really pushed the needle over there.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, speaking of coaches that are pushing the needle, Shauna Green and Illini women's basketball are back in the big dance for the third time in 4 seasons. Her and I sat down and discussed everything from their program identity to a tough Big Ten slate in an exclusive one-on-one interview. That's coming your way in just a few minutes. I want to be the first to welcome back in once again Shauna Green, or more so, you're welcoming us into your guys' house. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us once again. I know that we sat down preseason and talked about a number of things. Here we are on the cusp of another postseason for Illinois basketball. First and foremost, just talk to me about how excited you are to be able to go and compete.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about. Your dreams as a kid, everything you worked for, is to play in the NCAA tournament and to have this opportunity again to get there 3 times in our 4 seasons. So, I mean, that's something that, we came here to do. But with the youngest team in the Big Ten, the 3rd youngest team in the country, to be able to do what we've done this year, 21 wins, now being able to play in the NCAA tournament is something I'm really proud of, and I want our players to be really proud of.
I know that you've mentioned in the past that every single game is a learning experience, and that was kind of the big message coming out of the Big Ten tournament.
This conference is so incredibly hard. You're going to go through some patches, where you're on the road in a top 10 team every other night. It's just, it's so demanding. It's such a grind. But I'm really proud of the resilience. I'm proud of the response that these guys had in those moments, and also the responses in good moments.
Before the season, we spoke, and you said that one of the things that you wanted this group to go out and do this year was go and define what Illini basketball is for them. And in the past, it's been this gritty, tough team who will not back down from any opponent, and they showed that this year. What did you see from them in that regard that allows them to make this team their own?
I think just the resiliency in the fight. This team, and I've never had a team probably in my head coaching career, we never got blown out of a game. You always have those 1 or 2 games where you just don't really, every year you can look back. That one time, no matter what the score was, we kept fighting. And for a young team, for a team still trying to find its identity, I think that they did that.
You've got 3 transfers who all made an impression on the floor this year. You have Aaliyah, you've got Maddie, you've got Letty coming in here even late, coming up big in that Wisconsin game. Talk a little bit about how the transfers kind of came in and found a way to make this new home a place where they would thrive.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of them have been really critical to our success this year. With Maddie being kind of our 6th woman and coming off the bench and being an elite spark for us offensively, defensively. Her ability on both ends was also fun to watch her just grow in her confidence and being comfortable in what we do. And I think Aaliyah, she really has made an impact as the last couple months and really in Big Ten play, and just really, really proud and happy with her growth. And then Letty, after coming off a major injury and not playing basketball really essentially for a couple of years, I think also has just continued to get better and better and really had some great moments throughout this season. I think we're going to see a huge rise from her going into next season as well.
Was there an element of this team that really surprised you this year, and where was that maybe at?
You know, I don't know about surprise because I believed in every single person that was here. We recruited every person. We knew what they were capable of doing. I really tried to be present this year in the moment and be patient in it, knowing that it's a process with a younger team. But again, that's going to set us up, I think, really nicely going into next year with just now having so much experience. I mean, we had 2 freshmen that started. We only had 1 junior that started. You don't see that.
I'll ask you one final question before I let you go. What was your favorite memory from the 2025-26 campaign?
Oh, that's a tough one. You know, I think there's a couple. I think the Maryland game was kind of this team's first big win, and to see the excitement and the belief. And then really, I thought that Michigan State game in the Big Ten tournament was really big for us, to be able to fight through some, it was a back and forth game, and to be able to have a tight game at the end for us to pull that out.
Fantastic. Shauna, it's been a pleasure to continue to follow this team every step of the way, follow the individual storylines game in, game out, but also the season as a whole, and we're excited to see what you guys do in the postseason once again. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, Shauna Green is just such a good coach. Well, hey, you've done it or you're about to do it. Let's fill out a bracket. After the break, we'll give you our picks to make it to the Final Four in Indy and our national champions. Stick around.
All right, and before we go, we're going to reveal our Final Four. You can see them right now. I've got Duke, Illinois, Gonzaga, Michigan. Kind of a random bracket, but I trust those Illini.
Yeah, across the board, you look at most of our brackets, minus Ben, I think Michigan's got the best chance to come out of the region. I also think that Illinois has got a good chance to get out of the first weekend, but running into Houston in Houston is a tough task, so that's the reason why I have them. But look out for the Razorbacks of Arkansas and Coach Cal.
Like that pick, but I'm going the Zags with Adina there in that region. Like you guys, I'm not going to overreact to the Big Ten tournament. Give me Michigan. I think Florida's better than people are giving them credit for. I know they're 1 seed, but they're going to win that region. Then Michigan State, that region is stacked. Might as well just throw a dart and see who comes out of it. I'll take Michigan State.
If you guys had to have a dark horse going deep, who would you maybe pick?
You'll just have to find out.
All right.
Because Jake and I are going to be following the men, Ben following the women, so make sure to stick with us as we continue to cover all of Illinois' postseason run. Have a great March, and may the odds ever be in your favor with the madness.